Hi, I'm Robert Klein, and this is The Art of Fighting. China has had a recorded history of martial arts for at least 4,000 years. Some scholars believe these martial arts actually originated in India. Of the myriad of arts that developed out of China, probably the most famous has been Shaolin Kung Fu, which were the fighting techniques of the Shaolin monks. While we don't know when the Shaolin order was founded, we know the first monastery was built about the 5th century AD. However, the monks were already famous for their fighting ability before that time. In fact, during their history, the monks have built a fearsome reputation for fighting Chinese bandits, Japanese pirates, and Chinese government officials. So much so that the Shaolin Monastery was seemingly closed down by almost every Chinese regime. Most recently, it was closed down by Mao Zedong during the 1960s Cultural Revolution. It was only reopened in the 1990s. During several times in its history, regimes didn't bother with closing the monastery down and simply burnt it to the ground. In the 17th century, it was razed on 3 separate occasions as a result of anti-government activity. Some scholars believe the destruction of the monastery was critical to the dissemination of Shaolin throughout the rest of China. Shaolin's enduring legacy is probably partially due to its legendary training and partially due to the monks' fearsome reputation for real action. The training consists of almost entirely form training. Students practice the same forms hundreds of times a day for several months on end until their bodies and minds become one with the form. The brutal training, like monastic training everywhere, is designed to rid the students of any physical or mental traits that inhibit their quest for perfection. This is Antonio Graceffo, aka the monk from Brooklyn, and the host of Martial Arts Odyssey. He's a martial arts expert, a fluent speaker of Chinese, and he actually spent 3 months at the Shaolin Monastery in Hunan, China. Today, he's going to help guide us into the world of Shaolin Kung Fu. We've been kindly invited to the Shaolin Wu Shu Thailand school, where the instructors are authentic practitioners of Shaolin Kung Fu or Shaolin Wu Shu. The head teacher is Liu Gautier, who spent over a decade at the Shaolin Monastery at Hunan. What made him decide to go into Kung Fu?
我弟兄3个，我是最捣蛋的、调皮的一个。
He said he was the third youngest child, and he was very naughty. His parents sent him away.
就是喜欢打架，喜欢练武术，然后就是说那个时候家里8岁。
8岁。
对。
He went to the temple. He was 8 years old.
Everything about him seems to radiate affable but profound competence.
So when you see Liu Gautier do the form, you'll see every part of his body, every inch of his body is trained, the muscles are strong, he can support his weight in any crazy position because he's done that form literally millions of times. He lived at the temple for 10 years. Everything is the forms. The only thing that they do every day is forms. And we're talking 12 hours a day, literally 12, 13, 14 hours a day. Every minute that they're not sleeping, they just do the form for 10 years. These guys have never lifted weights, but they have phenomenal strength. Their bodies are very strong from doing the form. So one of the examples is that in a lot of the forms, there's movements like this. And just from doing this 10,000 times a day, his grip becomes like iron. And they can rip. And they have a lot of movements where they grab your skin and they can rip your skin or rip your face.
Another instructor shows us this super cool scorpion form. What was it like in the temple?
他说
At 8 years old.
你在 Shaolin 的时候，
You liked it or
你
you
8岁的时候
crying or
你怎么样？你觉得那个时候你
去了以后，感觉去了第一天很高兴啊，几天以后就感觉不行了，受不了。
He said that when he first got there, he was really, really excited, and then after a few days, he was like really sad. He said he was crying every day because he missed his family.
不过时间久了就好，时间久了就好。
And then after a long time, it was a lot better. It took about 2 years for him to decide that he just absolutely loved it, and that's where he wanted to be.